All right, let's talk about the secret sauce that takes your dashboards from meh to wow. Conditional formatting, as we learned this month. Now, I know you were thinking, oh, it's just adding some colors, but here's the thing, it's so much more than that. Conditional formatting is like giving your data a voice. It tells you what's important, what needs attention, and where the opportunities are, all without making you dig through endless rows and columns. Think about it. Wouldn't it be amazing if your dashboards could instantly show which regions are crushing their goals, what teams need support, and where the red flags are hiding? It's like having a highlighter for your most critical data, making it pop right off the screen. And the best part, it saves time, reduces errors, and makes your insights unforgettable. So let's jump into some examples and see conditional formatting in action. You're going to love what it can do. Here we have an over the hill dashboard. It has done a great job of taking a simple data and putting it into analytics simply, but with a little bit of filters, you can interact with it. And here we have our tooltips. So you can switch your age. They have the median age at 40, which I do not agree because that means if you're 41, I guess you'd be considered making your way over the hill, which I think that should be more along the lines of 50. But it has the ability to play with the differences in your age up here, so you can adjust it, or you can just put it down here. When I first opened it, it had it preset at 40, which I don't know if that was just how they left it. And then you can also allow filtering here per gender. And so this was just a really unique way of using colors to conditionally format something that it's easy to understand, and tooltips to be able to navigate and ask the different questions without having to struggle with the dashboard, which is what it's all about, making sure that the dashboard is easy to interpret and understand. Let's move on to another one. And this one is this would be good for people who work in HR or who are tracking perhaps course trends. Here it has it in percentages, perhaps enrollment or drop rates, but how they've used conditional formatting to keep the colors at a minimal, to higher numbers in a different color and the lower numbers perhaps in green. You could always do that with alerting colors depending on what the question is or what the dashboard is trying to represent. I think that they did a good job of using their interactive slicers so that you can filter certain things, certain data points, certain questions. And that's what it's just all about, having a dashboard that is conditionally formatted to be able to be understood easily. Here we have another one. This one is a census engagement navigator. They charted the responses for the censuses, and it also is done very well with the percentage formatted in I cannot recall if that's a donut chart in Power BI, but they did a very good job of making it easy to understand. And that's what it's really all about. So here we have another one for call center performance. So these are just a few dashboards that have utilized conditional formatting, and it's just about giving the data a voice and making sure that people are able to interpret the data in the dashboards and understand what's being highlighted, what's the most critical data. And so here they've used this kind of a lime green to highlight the higher numbers, and then the darker gray for up here. And you can click and filter. What I really like about this dashboard is the way that they have highlighted the KPIs for average call durations and resolution rates using color coding. This success is for the green, and that is a really good way of using conditional formatting to highlight the data or the answers that they want to have for the questions in the dashboard. It's very easy to interpret, and it's not overwhelming with various layers of colors and various, you know, tables of data that people have to sort through. It's just easy to hover over and select, and then to have your tooltips right here so that you don't have to actually and then when you click, having it filter is part of the interactivity of the dashboard. And I think the important thing to note from these dashboards is when you're doing a mock-up of what you want your dashboard to look like, it's ideal to be able to have an idea of how you would want your questions to be displayed and as well answered. So here we have total incoming calls, abandoned calls, average wait time, average talk time, the call wait time before being answered, daily incoming calls by hour. All of these were questions that were discussed before making this mock up dashboard. These are the questions and these are the answers. And conditional formatting allows you to adjust the way to which you present the answers. And using the correct conditional formatting in this type of way, and as the other examples presented, allows the people who are looking at these dashboards the ability to easily get the answers and not struggle visually while looking at the dashboard, or if they're just sent it and they have access to it, they don't have to struggle independently to interpret the dashboard. So that is another one. And then we're going to look at one more. So finally, we're going to look at this dashboard that is a project management dashboard. This project management summary was done in a way that it's very easy to drill down and to get some answers to each questions. One of the things that I really liked is the way that they created this interactive with filters to perhaps isolate how much each project manager expended for their budget. Perhaps let's elect Jim Jones, and we're going to go over here and see that he was on track, and this is how much he had allocated for his particular projects. And it goes back with the tooltips to incorporate the layers of data that highlight the project ID number, the expense, the budget, and the completion percentage as well. And you can also do that for other project managers, and you can watch the trends. And so that is another really unique way of using the conditional formatting, as well creating a dashboard that is interactive and can have multiple layers of data embedded in a way that can be drilled down. And so they have done this in a way where they have highlighted with darker tones of turquoise and then the lighter shades of gray, which has just been something that has been formatted conditionally to be very visually accessible and easy to interpret, which again, that's what it's all about. So I hope that you enjoy these dashboards, and as we've seen, each one uses a various level of conditional formatting in its own unique way. So now it's your turn. What dashboards would you create? Let's brainstorm together. Enjoy!